हेलो बच्चों, क्या हालचाल। उम्मीद है आप सब लोग बढ़िया होंगे। और आज हम लोग जो डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं वो है मेडिकल एंट्रेंस के लिए। आपको पता होगा कि इंडिया में जो भी मेडिकल MBBS के लिए जो एग्ज़ाम होते हैं उनमें से सबसे बड़ा एग्ज़ाम है नीट का एग्ज़ाम, जिनमें करीब 66,700 कैंडिडेट को लेते हैं वो लोग। और उसके बाद जो एग्ज़ाम आते हैं वो है एम्स का एग्ज़ाम। और एम्स का एग्ज़ाम में सीट उनमें से थोड़ा घटके हैं, थोड़ा कम है उसमें। और उसमें जो सीट होते हैं करीब 1200 सीट। एंड उसके बाद जो आते हैं जिप मार्क का एग्ज़ाम और फ्यू सीट्स उसमें मिलते हैं और वो है सिर्फ 200 सीट्स। सो आज हम लोग जो डिस्कस करेंगे नीट का जो प्रीवियस ईयर में जो भी क्वेश्चन आया हुआ था। आज हम लोग ऑप्टिक्स के बेसिकली रे ऑप्टिक्स के ऊपर जो भी चैप्टर है, सो आज हम लोग वो प्रीवियस ईयर के जो क्वेश्चन है उनको हम लगाएंगे। क्योंकि पहले तो उनको ये अंदाज़ा होना चाहिए कि आपको लड़ाई किस हद तक जाना है, इनका जो क्वेश्चन का लेवल है वो लेवल किस हद तक है। और आज हम वो डिस्कस भी करेंगे क्योंकि हम जो भी थ्योरी ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं हमारे वो थ्योरी के क्लास में, हम जस्ट उन टॉपिकों को, उन थ्योरी को ही जस्ट हम कुछ न्यूमेरिकल्स को सॉल्व करने में लगाएंगे उसको। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। यस, आई एम सुतो सामंतो एंड दिस इज योर प्यारा यूट्यूब चैनल एवरीथिंग। तो आज हम लोग रे ऑप्टिक्स पर नीट के एग्ज़ाम में जो प्रीवियस ईयर के जो क्वेश्चन थे हम उसका सॉल्यूशन करेंगे। और इस क्वेश्चन का PDF भी अवेलेबल होंगे हमारा चैनल के डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में और फर्स्ट कमेंट में भी आपको मिल जाएगा। वो फर्स्ट जो क्वेश्चन है इस पर क्वेश्चन रे ऑप्टिक्स से क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 आप शायद स्क्रीन में भी देख सकते हैं। ए बीम ऑफ लाइट फ्रॉम ए सोर्स L इज इंसिडेंट नॉर्मली ऑन द प्लेन मिरर fixed at a certain distance x from the source. So at first you have to place a mirror just like that. This is a mirror, plane mirror, and certain distance x, this is the x distance. Here is a source available, this is the L, light source. Now they asked the beam is reflected back as part of the scale placed just above the source L. So if this ray incident normally on the plane, then this also reflected back on the same path. You know that. Now the remaining part said when the mirror is rotated through a small angle theta. Now I have to rotate this mirror certain angle, right? So now this mirror position just like that. This is the previous position and this is the new position, and this angle is theta because we rotate this mirror just an angle theta. The spot of the light is found to move through a distance y on the scale. Now at the previous case we already observed that light source is placed here, right? So from this direction light is coming, but after reflection from this mirror, now this light is go through this direction, right? Because we rotate the mirror, so light reflected in the another direction also. And here given move through a distance y on the scale. That means from the previous position now this image is shifted y, this height is y. So you just imagine that the position of the image shifted at the height of y. Okay, so they asked a question, the angle of theta, what is the value of this shifting of the mirror? Here we just apply some basic law. Previously we know that the angle of incident and the angle of refraction are equal, right? That means if this angle is theta, this angle also theta, that means I equals to R. Okay, so if you rotate the mirror just an angle theta, that means the angle of incident is theta, so angle of refraction also theta, so this total angle is 2 theta. That means this angle is 2 theta because the normal is going through there, right? This portion is theta, this portion is theta, so it is 2 theta. So from this diagram we easily observe that if we rotate a mirror angle theta, then the reflected ray change the direction of angle 2 theta. Okay, so now from this triangle you can take tan theta, that means you can tan 2 theta. Tan means height by base, height means y, base means x. So here you they asked you about the angle theta. You just imagine as here given mention here that the angle is very small, so we can nearly approximately tan 2 theta near equals to 2 theta, very small. So this equals to y by x, so theta equals to y by 2x. So this is the right answer. So from this question the right answer is option D. Okay, this type of question are asked in NEET exam, and for your kind information I want to say you each number provided in NEET exam for marks 4. If you able to calculate this process, you get 4 marks, but there is another negative point. That means if the answer is wrong, they give you -1. So there is also available negative mark, so care about that. Now we discuss question number 4 from the previous year question of NEET that asked in 2017. A thin prism having refracting angle 10 degree is made of glass which refractive index given 1.42. Thus the prism is combined with another prism of glass which refractive index is 1.7. This combination produced a dispersion without deviation. That means there is no deviation occurs. Okay, so they just ask you a question, the refractive angle of the second prism. We already discussed when we discuss about the thin prism, what is the angle of deviation? Delta equals to A into mu minus 1 for thin prism only, not for the thick. Okay, so for this particular problem they give you 2 thin prism just like that, whose angle of refraction is A, and the another they just placed another prism just like that in opposite. So this angle is A prime because these 2 prisms are not same. Okay, so for no deviation case, because here asked this particular portion, you know if a light incident this light direction, after refraction from this surface goes through that direction, and from that they travel just like this portion and again this portion. Because we know if we placed a single prism, then light goes through this direction after refraction, this and this, right? But here another prism is given but in opposite, but in inverted position. So this also bends the light in the opposite direction. So you just compare the initial and the final path, you get 2 lights just parallel. That means there is no deviation occur. So for this particular case you should mention the deviation of this prism and the deviation of this prism should be equal, right? If they are equal, then the incident ray and the emergent ray should be parallel. So you just mention for this prism we get delta A into mu minus 1, and for the second prism there A prime into mu prime minus 1. Mu prime is the refractive index of the second prism. So you just put the value. They asked you to calculate the value of A prime, refractive angle of the second prism. That means A prime equals to A into mu minus 1 divided by mu prime minus 1. You just put the value. The values are 1.42, 1.7. Okay, they give you the value of mu 1.42 and mu prime is 1.7 and A is 10 degree. So you just put the value and get the answer. 10, 1.42 minus 1, 1.7 minus 1, that means 10 into 0.42 by 0.7. You just calculate that. Another point, in the NEET exam and all the medical exam conducted in India, there is no provided you any kinds of electronic gadget, just like mobile phones, calculator, etc. You just calculate all the calculation by hand and by applying your mind. Okay. 7. If we point 10, so answer is 6 degree. So from the given option, the right answer should be option A, 6 degree. Okay. By applying the simple logic, you can calculate the answer of any kind of problem. Okay. Okay. Now we find a question from Ray Optics, question number 6. Now discuss the question number 6. The question is given on the screen. You can see two identical glass whose refractive index 3/2 equiconvex. Equiconvex means this is a convex mirror whose radius of curvature of these two curved surface are same. Okay. Lens of focal length f each are kept at contact. So you can just remember we already discussed a case when we calculate the equivalent focus of the two lens, right? But here the question is something different. Here they asked you the space between two lenses, that means this portion and this portion, this is the space. The space between the two lenses is filled with water. They just fill this portion with water, this portion, right? This portion and this portion. So the question is the focal length of the combination. So from this combination, you just imagine the middle portion just like a concave lens, right? So there is 3 lenses available. 2 is convex and the middle one is concave. This is also convex, right? So at first you calculate the focal length of individual 3 lenses, then you added this one. These are okay. So for the first lens focal length, we already discussed lens maker formula, right? 1/f equals to mu minus 1 into 1/r1 minus 1/r2. We just apply this equation here. So for the first case, this is made with glass, so this is mu g, you can say. So just put the value because here given mu of g equals to 3/2, okay, and mu of w is 4/3. This is another part, but here we just put here 3/2. So 3/2 minus 1. Okay, now look here. For this first surface of the lens, this curve is here, right? So their radius of curvature is plus. So and here also mention a point that the two radius of curvature are same, that I already mentioned. That means r1 equals to r, right? So here 1/r minus. For r2, that means the second surface, this curve is here, so this r is negative, so this is minus r. So as a result, you can calculate half into this is plus, that means 2/r, right? That means 2 to cancel 1/r, that is f equals to r. this is for first lens, and this result also remain for the for the third lens, because this is also a convex and in the same configuration, but we have to calculate the middle one. Okay, for concave lens, the formula is same. We suppose this their focal length is f prime, 1 by f prime equals to mu of w, because this is made with water, 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. Okay, just look at there. For the first surface of the concave lens, this is the part of this sphere, so this radius of curvature negative, so you just put this value is 4 by 3 minus 1 into, here is 1 by r minus 1 by r, right? And for the second part, this is a sphere of this part, so this is positive, that means 1 by r. So you can see here two parts are negative, so this just added here, you can easily add it there, 1 by 3 into minus 2 by r, right? That means minus 2 by 3r. This is equals to 1 by f prime equals to this. So now you just calculate for the combination of these three lens. So for combination of three lens, you get 1 by f equivalent. Equivalent means the resultant focus of these three lenses. Okay, so this is 1 by f plus 1 by f prime plus 1 by f. 1 f is the focal length of the first lens, f prime for the middle one, and f is the last part, third part. So you just put the value 1 by 1 by f equals to r, so 1 by r, right? f prime, 1 by f prime value minus 2 by 3r, so minus 2 by 3r plus 1 by r. You just easily calculate 3r, that means 3 minus 2 plus 3, that means 4 by 3. So the equivalent focal length f equivalent equals to 3r by 4, right? And here also, as f equals to r, so you can replace this equation just like 3f by 4. So the correct option is here provided D. Option D is the right answer. Okay, f equivalent, this is the right answer. This calculation is quite lengthy, but I think this is not so difficult. Okay, the next question asked, question number 7. Here a question given: an air bubble in a glass slab with refractive index 1.5 is 5 semi deep when viewed from the surface and 3 semi deep when viewed from the opposite space. The thickness of the slab is what? At first, you just imagine a glass slab just like that. This is a glass slab. A air bubble is placed right here. We suppose, if you look from this point, this portion, we already discussed about the virtual shift of the image. So from the actual position of the object, the virtual position should be above from this, right? So you can imagine the virtual position is here. This given is 5 centimeter virtual position, not the actual. Okay, this is 5 centimeter. And if you look from this portion, opposite side, then this also the virtual position is here. this height is given 3 centimeter. So they asked you to calculate the whole thickness of the slab, right? Here we just apply very basic knowledge, because we know mu equals to real depth divided by apparent depth. Apparent depth. Real depth means from this portion to this, right? Real depth you can write as d of r, real depth, and apparent depth d of a. So if you calculate from 2 point of view the real depth, by adding them you can get the whole thickness of the glass slab. So here dr equals to mu into dA, right? So for first point of view, d of r1 equals to mu is given here 1.5. 1.5 means 3 by 2. You can easily write that. So mu equals to 3 by 2 into d of a means apparent depth. For first surface you can write it dA1. So 3 by 2 into, this is 5. So you can calculate 7.5. So from first position we calculate the real depth dr1. So from the second surface, this is dr2, this equals to 3 by 2 into dA2. That means 3 by 2 into 3, because this apparent depth is 3. So after calculating the 1.5, that means 4.5 centimeter. So we calculate here, this distance is 7.5, and from this portion this height is 4.5. So the whole one is the addition of these two. So the thickness of the glass slab T equals to d of r1 plus d of r2. That means 7.5 plus 4.5. That means 12 semi. So the right answer is 12 semi. Okay, next we discuss question number 9. Okay, the question is just like that. A person can see clearly object only when they lie between 50 semi and 400 semi. Suppose you stand at a point, you see a object placed between 50 semi and 400 semi. But for the other position of the object, you can't imagine the object. Okay. So in order to increase the maximum distance, now you think to increase the vision distance, right? So maximum distance of distance vision to infinite, you think to see a object which placed at infinite, right? So the question is the type and the power of the corresponding lens. You must apply a lens. Okay. So you have to mention the type and the power of the this type of lens the person has to use. Okay. This question is just like a person is stand here, right? He can see the range from 50 semi to 400 semi, right? But now he wants to see the image from the infinite, right? So here u is 400 semi, because this is the maximum possible object distance that he can see, and now he want to see a object at infinite. So v equals to infinite. So at first you have to calculate the focal length of the lens. This is the minimum distance. This is not important for me. We have to increase the maximum vision distance, right? So here u is 400 and v is infinite. So for particular lens, you know the lens formula 1 by v minus 1 by u 1 by f. Just put the value 1 by infinite minus 1 by 400 equals to 1 by f. 1 by infinite equals to 0 minus 1 by 400 minus 1 by f. That means f equals to minus 400 semi. That means minus 4 meter. Right? As the focal length is negative, that means this lens must be. The question asked you about the type and the power. Power, you know, P equals to 1 by f, right? So as the focal length is negative, so the type is concave. So this lens is not convex but concave lens, right? And the power is P equals to 1 by f for SI system. So 1 by 4. 1 by 4 diopter minus 1 by 4 also diopter. 1 by 4 you can write it minus 0.25 diopter. So the correct option is option B, concave and minus 0.25 diopter. Okay, now the question number 11. Question number 11 mentioned here 2 column. Column 1, column 2. You have to just match the column, right? For the first column, they give you the data of magnification. Magnification means we know magnification m equals to minus v by u, right? For mirror. For lens, this is plus. But this question is based on the mirror, so m equals to minus v by u. For first option, m is minus 2. So for first case, m equals to minus 2, and you know only for concave mirror the magnification is greater than 1. That means if you take mod value of m, this is greater than 1 only possible when it is concave mirror. Concave mirror. Another point, here m equals to minus v by u, so minus minus cancel, that means v equals to 2u. So here image distance and object distance both are same, both are positive, so this form a real image. Suppose a concave mirror placed here, you placed an object here, ray are passing through, and after reflection from here, image is from there. So for this particular case, object distance is also negative, image also negative. That means object and image both are in same sign, positive or negative. So this form a real image. For the second option B, they provide you m equals to minus half. Okay, so you can see right here minus v by u. So v equals to u by 2. V and u are positive, so they also form real image. And also concave. Okay, option 3, they provide you option plus 2. M equals to plus 2. So plus 2 and m equals to minus v by u. That means v equals to minus 2u. As v and u are both different sign, so they provide you the virtual image. Virtual image. As the magnification is greater than 1, so this already concave. As m is greater than 1, this mirror must be concave. Option D, they provide you m equals to plus half. That means minus v by u. So here v equals to minus u by 2. Minus means This is virtual image. As here magnification is less than 1, so this mirror is convex. Convex as well as here provide plus, so this is virtual and convex. Image is virtual, lens mirror is convex. Okay, so if you compare the option, you get the right answer, option C. Option C is the right answer. Okay, next one, question number 15. They said the angle of incidence for a ray of light at a refracting surface of prism is 45 degree. That means I is 45 degree. The angle of prism is 60 degree. That is A equals to 60 degree. If the ray suffers minimum deviation through the prism, the angle of minimum deviation and the refractive index of the medium or material of the prism respectively are. Okay, so they provide you the data I equals to 45 degree and A equals to 60 degree. For a prism, the case of minimum deviation. Now we know the formula for deviation, del equals to I1 plus I2 minus A. For minimum deviation, I1 equals to I2. So this is 2I1 minus A. So if you put the value, this is 90 degree minus 60 degree, that is 30 degree. Again we have to apply another formula. You know mu equals to sin A plus delta m by 2. Okay, this is the delta m because this answer for minimum deviation divided by sin of A by 2. So you just put the value. Sin A means 60, delta m 30 by 2 divided by sin 60 by 2. So 90 by 2, that means 45. Sin 45 means 1 by root 2. And sin 30 means half. That is root 2. So the refractive index of that medium equals to root 2. So from the given option, the correct one is option D, 30 degree and root 2. Okay. Now we discuss the next question, very next question, 16. A beam of light consisting of red, green and blue colors is incident on a right angle prism. Right angle prism means whose angle is 90. The refractive index of the material of the prism for the above red, green and blue wavelength are 1.39, 1.44, 1.47 respectively. So which one is correct? Okay, they give you a prism. Suppose this is a right angle prism, right? That means this angle is 90 degree. They incident 3 rays perpendicular on the surface of the prism, blue, green and red, 3 color. For this particular case, we discuss the refractive index of the medium depends on the wavelength of the light. That means the relation is just like mu is proportional to 1 by lambda square, right? That means for each of the separate colors, their refractive index are different. Here given mu of B equals to 1.47, mu of G 1.44, mu of R is 1.39, right? Because we know the wavelength of red color is greater, so the refractive index should be smaller. Now if we incident this light perpendicular on the surface, there is no deviation occur, right? So they passed straight line, right? And again here this angle is provided you 45 degree. So if this angle is 45, this angle also are 45, right? Now here a lot of things can be possible. One is the total internal reflection. Total internal reflection possible only when the angle of incident is greater than critical angle. So I have to calculate the critical angle for this plane. Okay, critical angle sin theta c equals to 1 by mu. Okay, so mu equals to 1 by sin theta c. Here angle is 45, so they all incident at angle 45. So 1 by sin 45 degree. Sin 45 means 1 by root 2. That means root 2. And root 2 value approximately you can calculate 1.414. If the refractive index for particular color is greater than this value, they can provide a total internal reflection. If the refractive index is less than that, they can't total internally reflected. So you just see for blue color this is greater than this, right? So it totally reflected back this direction. Green also greater, so this also totally internal reflected. But for the red color, this is less than this value, so they cannot totally internally reflected, but it just transmitted to the another medium, right? So from the given option, I think B is the right answer, because here mentioned separation of red color part from the green and blue colors. हमने सिर्फ ये देखा कि रेड कलर और भी जो दो कलर सप्लाइड थे उनमें से अलग होकर निकल गए. Now we discuss the question number 21, and this is just identical question with question number 6. Here asked two identical thin plano-convex lens, refractive index 1.5, each having radius of curvature 20 semi, are placed with their convex surface in contact at the center. The intervening space, that means the middle portion of these two lenses, is filled with oil of refractive index 1.7. So the question is, the focal length of the combination is what? So there are two plano-convex lenses, another is, and the other is placed just like that, right? And in the middle portion of these two lenses filled with oil. So this is the concave lens for the middle portion only. So for this particular problem, the middle one is concave and the first one and the last one is plano-convex. Here the given data are equals to 20 semi, and the refractive index of the glass mu of G is 1.5, and the refractive index of the oil, mu of oil equals to 1.7. So we just calculate in the same process. At first we apply, we know the lens maker formula, 1 by f equals to, for first lens, mu of G minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2, right? So you just put the value, this value is 1.5, 1.5 minus 1, that means 0.5, into, for this lens, for the first lens, first surface of the lens, radius of curvature is infinite. That means this is 1 by infinite minus but this portion is for this surface, this sphere, so their r is negative, so 1 by minus r, that means plus 0.5 means 1 by 2 at 1 by r. This calculation we can say f equals to 2r, right? Now we apply for the middle one. This is the concave lens. For middle portion, 1 by f prime equals to mu of OL minus 1 into 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. So you just put the value 1.7, that means 0.7 into, okay, for the first surface, this is the spherical surface of negative radius of curvature, that means minus 1 by r minus of, but for the second one, this is the positive case, so 1 by r, so this is minus 2 by r into 0.7, that means minus r by 2 into 0.7. The value of r is given 20, so for the first case this is 40 semi value of f, and for this case 20 by 2 into 0.7, that means minus 10 by 0.7. So now you just put this value for the combination of the three lens, because for the first and the last focal length are same, okay? So for the combination 1 by f equivalent, that means 1 by f plus 1 by f prime plus 1 by f, 1 by 40 minus 10 by 0.7 plus 1 by 40. This is the value of f prime, not 1 by f prime. So this value is 0.7 by 10. Okay, so you just take LCM. 400 means 10 minus, if you are 400 then 28 plus 10. So the value just like that, minus 8 by 400. If you calculate that, minus 1 by 50. So now we discuss the last question of today's class. Question number 22. The refracting angle of prism is A and the refractive index of the material of the prism is cot A by 2. That means mu equals to cot A by 2. The angle of minimum deviation is what? Okay. We know for prism mu equals to sin A plus delta m by 2 divided by sin A by 2. Here given mu equals to cot A by 2 sin, we just remain same in this portion, right? Cot A by 2 we can write as cos A by 2 by sin A by 2. Cos A by 2 divided by sin A by 2 equals to, इधर में जो भी है वो तुम सेम छोड़ दो, A by 2. So sin A by 2 cancel out. Again cos A by 2, if we converted in sin, we have to sin of pi by 2 minus A by 2, right? So this equals to this, sin A by 2 plus delta m by 2. We just divided 2 separately. Now we avoid the sin portion and concentrate in the given value pi by 2 minus a by 2 equals to a by 2 plus delta m by 2. They asked you to calculate minimum deviation delta m. That means delta m by 2 equals to, if we transfer this value in this side, they also minus. That means pi by 2 minus a. Minus a by 2 minus a by 2, that means a. So delta m equals to pi minus 2a. Just this simple calculation. So from this value we can easily say the correct answer is option D, 22D. Pi means 180, right? 180 minus 2a. This is the right answer. Option number D. So here we end today's class. So I hope this class will help you all for the medical entrance exam, basically for MBBS. All the questions are provided in the given link in the description and also first comment. So you can just easily get access of this question. So best of luck. Thank you.